part of music family from what I heard. I've imagined this for a while now, and now here it is. You're all here. And talk about a privilege. I had the ultimate privilege as far as I'm concerned. Having Christine as an intimate partner with me. And we moved in together, we had the most fun. We had a lot of fun. There's so many things I would choose to say. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I went through the aisles and I grabbed all the Kleenex. I checked with her before she passed on. I said, "It's okay to cry, right?" Yeah. She said, "It's more than okay." Yeah. And how would I do justice to Christine? I want to say that this is a party that she would not on this. She would really love to be part of this party. Yeah, she is part of this party. Oh, I know she's here watching, making sure we do everything right. Because Christine had a terrific amount of self-respect. And it was something that I learned from her. Self-respect and determination. And this is a woman who loved herself as well as everyone else. She meant so much to her friend Linda Bright, Linda Starr Bright, by the way. She asked me to read this. Linda gave this to Christine on her birthday. It says, "I nicknamed you Coco, C-O-C-O. It means compassionate one, twice. Because you are the most compassionate being I have ever met." I think that's really beautiful. Also true for me. I wanted to talk about some of the things Christine taught me. Taught me by example, taught me by just teaching. And she taught everybody. She did it intentionally, whether it was a client or a friend or a family member. You were on her couch, and she's going to help. And you'd be well advised to listen, I would say. Christine taught me that love is not a squishy thing. Love is not a feeling that's kind of roaming around inside me. Love with Christine was about presence, accountability. Yeah. And self-respect that she taught, not only to herself, but to all the rest of us. That she would never affirm a negative thought. God help you if you said something negative about yourself in front of Christine, that was not going to fly. I had to learn what love was. Love wasn't necessarily what I wanted it to be. Loving Christine was not loving someone that I wanted her to be. Loving Christine was loving who she was and is today. I still feel very connected to you, honey. And it's why I'm able to stand up here and talk. I had this habit early on and very late into the whole process of finishing Christine's sentences for her. I remember what our very first date, I can still remember. I was like, she's like, "Would you please let me finish?" Yeah. I was so sure sometimes I knew what she wanted to eat better than she did. That wasn't love. Love was listening to what she wanted. You didn't have to offer an alternative. She knew what she wanted. Maybe I had a little trouble with my hearing from time to time. But she taught me to love myself as well. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be able to be here today. So many things she taught me about laughter. We've already touched on laughter. Christine loved to laugh. Loved to laugh. There were times when somebody reminded me of this morning, that we'd go over a bump sometimes with her heart. She wouldn't go out. She'd laugh sometimes. She'd be in the room going, ha 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 ha. Like, what's so funny? Oh, sometimes I just say that. But she wasn't gonna be negative. That was just impossible for her. I knew that we had the same kind of crazy sense of humor on our first Halloween. And I didn't know how I was going to explain this, but there's pictures out there, so I can't keep it in anymore. Halloween, we didn't. So, and she dressed up as, how should I describe it? A gentleman. They had lots of ladies. And I was one of the ladies. And I found out considerably later that that picture was the first one we saw with me. Didn't know that at the time, which is probably just as well. I learned from Brenda earlier that the first few times I met Brenda, I was on trial. I was on probation. That's Christine's friends for you also. Thank God for all of you, friends and family. I can't tell you how much family meant to her. It was everything to her. Friends and family. And it wasn't long before I knew that family loved and accepted me as well. Because that's just who they are. And I was good to their little girl, I guess. Now, I have two families, not just my own, but theirs. And you know that as the kind of family that you also want to be part of. Christine loved to laugh. I don't want to forget to tell you that she loved to laugh. You've probably heard this before. Loved to laugh. And she was a hug expert, too. She wore a shirt that said, "Hug expert." And I think it was the first time I really had a feeling like I really wanted to connect to this woman. I said, "Is it true? That you're a hug expert?" Yeah. So I had a great hug. You know, if you've had the chance to hug Christine, you know how wonderful that is. That she was not shy about sharing that particular gift. And you could just feel it. You know, you could just feel her love. And not only did she love to laugh with kind of a crazy sense of humor, we would play air guitar like crazy around the house. I got pictures that I didn't get a chance to share with her. You should see her on air drums. She's like, so awesome. Nobody was watching, so it was fine. But now you're all watching, and that's also fine. We just had so much. Oh my gosh, she would just get carried away with the air guitar. And I won't forget to mention that she thought so much of laughter and so much of its healing properties. She literally taught people how to laugh. I'm not making this up. She had a class. She taught people how to laugh. It's called laughter yoga. If you've ever heard of that. Christine also, I know I'm going on. I'm not going to apologize for that. I wanted to say also the community, of course, was totally what Christine was about. And I've inherited many many wonderful friends, both here and online. So, Jeff, Allison, and everybody else I see you out there. Boy, so many things. Mystic Crowd, Joyful Voices of Inspiration. There's a great name. That's the Gospel Chorus. Hi, God. Boy, she was in a women's group every Wednesday. She was in a group that they called Manifesting Mavens. Manifested stuff. Did you know that she was in Toastmasters? She was teaching herself how to give talks to the public. Right up to the end. The end was never in our plans. It was never in Christine's plans. It just wasn't on the table. We were about living, and living well. And Christine felt that she was here for a purpose. And her purpose was to bring light to people, light and love. She took that responsibility very seriously. And that's the woman I love. And I couldn't really end without just a couple more things. Little things she might say. We have parking angels. You ever had a parking angel? We're coming up, there's no places to park. What am I going to do? She's like, parking angels, thank you, parking angels. We're going to stop. Sure enough. There we are. Believe it, ask for big things and ask for little things too. First time I met her, I was kind of whining about something. She stopped me pretty quickly. She put her hand on my leg to let me know that she heard me and she sympathized and she understood. And that touch really, really, really opened me up to her, opened my heart to her, and we began talking right away. I learned that she was a nun in former life, among other things. Up until now, it's not like me to be comfortable accepting compliments or tributes. Ashley, that was really sweet. I can't tell you all how much I loved her, and I think she loved me. She wouldn't have put up with me very long otherwise. And I was very uncomfortable with that. That's just one of my things. And she would say, I wish you would get how great you are. Because you don't really believe it. And now I would say it's her message for all of us. I hope you really get how great you are. You're really great. She would say, why worry when you can pray? She was a hug expert. I don't know if you know that after the Newtown Sandy Hook shootings, she went down with a friend or two that weekend and offered hugs to anybody who needed to come along and get hugged by somebody who cared. I don't know too many people that do that. Christine did not like pity, was not interested in being pitied, or felt sorry for it. It was not part of her constitution. If I'd go like, how are you? She'd go, I'm fine, how are you? Okay, I get it. I don't know how many people doctor how she is. I've seen several doctors have very surprised looks on their faces. That was her. Christine lived in a magical world. And I don't think the magic is going to stop. Finally, she practiced gratitude. Long book. Believe that? I have to read you some of these. What I have here is a book mostly of pages of Christine writing, things she was grateful for. We really did say to each other, every day is the best day ever, because we believed it and we chose to believe it. And it was really true for us. And it was really important to her to practice gratitude. She took her spiritual growth very seriously. Here's something she wrote. Today was the best day ever in my life. Each moment, each waking hour felt so filled with love from beginning to end. Every moment is an opportunity to reach out. I mean, I could just go on and on. I won't do it, but I'm so grateful for the visit from Jane, the PT, today. I am so grateful that Jane called Dr. Dubois' office after leaving here, due to something. I'm grateful for the quote Denise shared this morning. I'm grateful for having a bowel movement already this morning. Sorry. She's grateful. She's very grateful. Thanks, everybody.